there. At this time, we'll call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call?
Trustee DeBoer.
Here.
Trustee Pfeiffer.
Here.
President Vanderstill.
Here.
Trustee Walschlager. Here. Trustee Connor.
Here.
Trustee Hallquist.
Here.
And Trustee Tretchell is excused this evening.
If you'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Trustee Connor. Public comments for anybody that would like to speak in public comments, please head towards the podium. And no one's on Zoom, okay? So we will get to our first item, which is a consideration of village board minutes for July 22nd, 2024.
Make a motion to approve village board minutes for July 22nd, 2024.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
That motion is carried. Now we have items related to the vouchers. We have consideration of vouchers for payments in the amount of $608,655.71.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $608,655.71.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the vouchers.
Quick question.
Sure.
I've had most of my questions answered already. This question goes to Ryan. When we get our voucher, or the vouchers, this paper here that has everything listed by department?
Yes.
That is what I've always gone by. However, the next list is payments.
Yep,
And
so,
I've gone over the last year, and the month, it just doesn't, is this payments on what we said yes to last meeting?
nope, so those payments are all manual checks that we have to write, whether there's like, so this Elon Financial that I'm showing on your screen, that is a bid payment, that was done in a manual check because it had to be done before it got to the regular because of a deadline. GFL Environmental was sent late, so that was due. These are all fees, so the Wall That Heals, the chamber needed to pay that because they had outstanding balances, so we sent them the balance. We do manual checks in
So that-
between checks, and we have these every month we have manual checks.
But that's, that is included in the
Nope,
voucher?
it is
No.
not.
So this is separate?
That is separate, so
Thank
if you look at the page right up, here, you'll see we have, these are the checks
Yes.
that you see in that one list. You have the manual checks, which I just showed. We have the wires that we send, which are, those can be bank fees, those can be debt payments, anything of that nature, and then our credit card payments, and the credit cards are all department heads and village staff.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Anybody else have anything for the vouchers? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have items related to licenses and permits. We have consideration of a Class A license for Quick Trip at 715 West Capitol Drive. So we have to have a public hearing on that. So I think the best thing we can do is just open that right away. So we'll open the public hearing now. If anybody wants to speak in the public hearing, they can. Speak in the public hearing, so we'll just close the public hearing. And we will move on to consideration of action related to the issuance of a Class A license for Quick Trip. We also have to go through cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping devices for Quick Trip. I will ask whether it be the manager or the clerk, do you want to just give a brief on the Class A license? Just briefly.
Yep, so our new Quick Trip store has applied for a Class A beer and liquor license. They've also applied for the cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping license.
So, and then that A just means where that's different than a bar is they can't serve it and drink it on premises.
Correct. The
It's
consumption is A
away.
for away.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Right, yep. So,
And there is a representative here. He will be the store manager. What is store manager? Probably a good time to introduce yourself anyway.
My name's Michael Barnes. I've been with the Quick Trip for about 5.5 years now. This is the second store I'm personally seeing over for the grand opening. Otherwise, it's probably about my 6th store I've worked at in the last 5.5 years. So yeah, it's we're looking forward to coming to the community and being a big part of it. So
Having you.
Do you have, is the opening date public?
yep, September 12th will be the opening day, and September 24th will be our ribbon cutting.
Okay,
So
Wonderful.
you guys should all be getting invites to that. So.
wonderful. That's great.
The other question everyone asks is the road, I believe the road paving should be done this week, kind of what I've heard.
I have no idea on that yet.
I believe it'll
Yeah.
be, they're prepping it right now, I believe it'll be paved either Thursday or Friday, so.
Cool.
Can I make a motion to approve all three at one time? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the Class A license for Quick Trip, the issuance of the cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device license for Quick Trip. I guess there's only two.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Class A beer liquor license for Quick Trip and the cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device license for Quick Trip. Any discussion?
I've got a question regarding the beer sales specifically. I know it's been talked about at a couple different board meetings. Are we doing anything, or are the village doing anything regarding selling beer till midnight? Quick Trip at their other facilities or other nearby do it?
Some of the recommendation was in talking with the police department, the later you get into the night, they didn't feel like anything necessarily good was gonna come out of it, but there wasn't strong opposition if we wanted to go forward and do it. So they said if they had a choice, they would say, let's stick with 9 o'clock. When we were presenting it and talking about it, like from my end, I was bringing it more from a business standpoint. I didn't realize this, but I guess it turns out that Pewaukee sells until midnight, but Delafield does not. So I wanted to be able to capture that here in Heartland, but it didn't go, I kind of just let it die. It doesn't mean that someone could not bring it back up and say, hey, we want to have it. So it didn't go anywhere, but it's not something that prohibits us from doing it. But when I found out that Delafield didn't do it, I thought that they did it and Pewaukee did it.
Pewaukee doesn't, I think Merton or Sussex, whatever that address is
yeah.
on VV also.
So I think it's up to us on if all of a sudden we do have people coming up to us saying, hey, how come we don't have this? I mean, I didn't do a big discussion, or I didn't do a lot of time talking with the businesses. So, I mean, I think any trustee along the way should put their input in on if they think we should go that route. There's nothing that prohibits us from doing that. It's just not there right now.
Don't you think that if they haven't gotten what they need before 9 o'clock, they probably don't need it then?
Could be.
I would like to see it stay at 9 for the village.
Sure. Yeah, no, like I said, when I was doing it, it was from a business standpoint, but then when the one close to it didn't have it, it was like, okay.
I sound like my mother saying that, but.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you.
All right.
We're looking
Thank you.
forward to it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Good luck.
Now we have discussion and consideration of the awarding the 2024 crack sealing contract to Thunder Road LLC in the amount of $21,441.
The village received 2 proposals for this year's crack sealing project. Thunder Road was the low proposal at $21,449. Staff recommends the award of the 2024 crack sealing contract to Thunder Road for the sum of $21,499.
So, good question brought up by Trustee Pfeiffer. On the bid, it says base bid $21,499. And then under that, they say, we recommend the bid of $21,441. Do you know why? And then on here, it says $21,441. But it appears that the bid is $21,499. It appears that we are $58 off.
No, I do not.
I would recommend we approve it at the $21,499, then if anyone could make
Okay.
a motion with that.
I almost think that they transposed the second bid with the first bid.
I think you're right.
It
Yep.
appears that way. And normally, sometimes we do get 3 bids. The last time we had 3 bid out-of-state bidder, and we weren't very impressed with them. So these are the 2 companies that are really good at doing it.
Yes.
Have we had Thunder before?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion then to award the 2024 crack sealing contract to Thunder Road LLC in the amount of $21,499.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the award to Thunder Road LLC for the 2024 crack sealing in the amount of $21,499. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Announcements.
The DBW hired a new employee, Matthew Hayes, came from the city of Waukesha. He started last week Monday, so we're glad to have him as part of our team. Last Thursday was National Night Out. I want to thank all the departments that helped with that event. It was a good event for the village, as well attended. We had a little rain pop up here and there, but it was a good night. We didn't have much rain at all, so it was well attended. So that's all I have.
All right, fire department ran 104 calls for service in July last month. So we have a whole bunch of CPR coming in the next 2 weeks. We're doing a lot of the schools, a lot of coaches, high schools, grade schools, all that kind of stuff. It started today. Right now we're on our third class of the day today, so at Divine Redeemer. And then we also have a couple of rec classes that we are doing. We meet Thursday with Keller on the 15th, continue on the building studies part. Last night we were at a structure fire over on Campbell Trace with the city of Delafield until about 1:30 in the morning, so it's been a long day for me. I have 3 lieutenant positions that are open. We have 3 candidates that applied, and tomorrow night they start with interviews at the PFC. So we'll see where it goes from there. After that, then we have some county chiefs and chiefs from the city of Milwaukee and that come in and do another interview with them, and that's mostly on our plans, knowing our protocols and everything, and scenario-based type stuff. So after that's done, we should be introducing them sometime in September. We've been working on all the stuff with Lisbon and the shared services that we had with them, so we do our scheduling app through them. They are no longer in it. IAR gave us a silly price, so we went out and started looking for different scheduling apps and found one that's more in line. So we'll be working on that with the Village of Merton, because they also shared the same app with them. So that, our CPR stuff has all been run through Lisbon, and we're working on getting that all moved over to Heartland, since will be soon Pewaukee Fire Department. So also working with Merton on possibly doing some intercepts or some ambulance service help for them, because Lisbon did their paramedic stuff, and they will be losing that again. Pewaukee will have nothing to do with that, so they're looking to be able to have continued paramedic service. We share a whole bunch of people, so a lot of them are paramedics on both departments, and they would just run under their license with us then. We have the same medical director and everything, so just a matter of getting all the stuff put together, and I'm sure that'll be coming before you pretty soon. So we're also working with dispatch. We have over 1,500 types of calls, and each one has to be given a priority and what we want responded to it. So we found over the last couple of years since they implemented this or raised it up that there's some things that we can consolidate. Some certain structure fire calls where instead of having 5 different beats for it or tones for it, they can just get it down to 2. So we've been working with them. So of those 1,500, we'll have 500 between fire and EMS that will be able to consolidate down. We'll all get toned out the same, for those. It's just getting rid of some of the multiple calls for the same thing, structure fire with a oven that's on fire, but it's contained, that doesn't need to come out as a big call. It's just our department type thing that we can do. So that's about it. It's been busy.
Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. Matthew Shea started his new position as patrol detective roughly about 2 weeks ago. Officer Rachel Wendago welcomed baby girl to the family on July 25th. Her name is Frankie Lee Wendago, and both she and mom are doing well. The police departments had their mock accreditation assessment on August 7th last week. The assessment went very well, and we're in good shape for our full 3-day reassessment in November for reaccreditation. Last week on the 8th, we had our National Night Out. It was very well attended. Unfortunately, Flight for Life was not able to make it again this year due to a call for service. Additionally, this week, Chief Misko will be at the Wisconsin Chiefs of Police Conference in Green Bay until Wednesday, and Deputy Chief Kalura will be in the offense while Chief Misko is away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to just remind everybody that tomorrow is Election Day, the partisan primary. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Voting is at the community center.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Been moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting's adjourned.